Hey everybody, Dan here with Fin Feather Fur Outfitters. Today we're looking at the new CZ handgun, making a lot of buzz today. Today is the launch, July 1st, 2025. It's called the CZ P-10C Ported. It offers a lot more than the port. We're going to talk about this and everything else that it offers. So let's do it. It has been rumored for years that CZ is updating the P-10C. Here is the original. Great handgun. It was actually launched in 2017. People called it a Glock killer. They love the trigger. They love the action. The overall reliability is just there. And it has remained extremely popular throughout the years. But now they have the new CZ P-10C Ported. What exactly did they do? Well, first off, they scaled down the extremely aggressive grip texturing. The original, you may notice I have grip tape on there. It was so aggressive, it felt like spikes in your hand. This just doesn't. Feels actually really good. 15 round mags. And I want to show you what's in the case because it actually comes with a lot. But let's first talk about the port. The port is very large. See how large that is? And the sight is moved. Now you may notice the sight is larger and the rear sight is larger. They redesigned the rear sight so that it could fit an optics plate in there. You can see the original, the way the rear sight is, and the new model. But the port is extremely large. That will move the gases upward, decreasing the recoil when transitioning. It's a noticeable difference. Very low recoil, easy to handle, easy for accuracy and follow-up shots. There's no doubt about that. And the popularity of ports on handguns has only grown. And so CZ got in on it. So they raised the sights. Also with the sights, they made them similar to the P09 Nocturne. Those two models, they have luminescent sights. It has a green tint to it. But once charged by light, it has a night sight effect. The sights are raised so that when you align that with your red dot or green dot or whatever you have, it should align pretty well if you're sighted in properly. But if your dot goes out, you can still use your handgun because you can see those sights. The slide serrations are different. They're a bit wider. They're deeper cut. Okay, never had a problem with this. This is a little bit wider, and then even on the top strap. So when you do a press check, it just is so much easier. These, I remember about 10 years ago, aftermarket companies were putting those in there on the top strap. Now we see them coming from the factory with CZ. What did not change is the trigger. The trigger remains the same as the original. A lot of people love it. I'm measuring it at about 4.5 pounds, and it's a very nice trigger. I'm glad they didn't change that because I really like the trigger. But here's another change. They made the barrel crowned. Okay, it's a crown barrel, and it's actually 10% heavier than the original barrel. Okay, a little different look, but if you see close up, you'll see that it's crowned and it's a little bit heavier. I don't know if that's to put a heavier barrel in there for the port or not. I tend to think not, but I'm not really sure. The optic plate sits very low on the slide. And I like that. It's almost like a direct mount. It does use a plate. I have an RMSC optic on here, and it fits really well. It's like a direct mount, but it's not a direct mount. Okay? See the way they do that? So you still have your rear sight, obviously, but many times when you remove the cover plate, you lose the rear sight. Here's what they have in the case. The case is much better than the other ones. because these clips would always come off. But it does ship with two 15-round mags, a couple different back straps. They give you a dummy round, all right, dummy round, a couple other inserts that go right there in case those wear out, but I think that's cool. Here's the original optics cover plate, a cleaning kit all wrapped up into that right there, a couple magazine extensions. I imagine it would fit 2 more rounds. So you can take this 15-round mag, turn it into a 17-round mag. Then you have your lock here, and up here you have all your paperwork and everything else that comes with the handgun. When I took this to the range, I really enjoyed it. I said, you know what? That port makes a difference. Now, ports are nothing new to me. I have to say that up front. But in every case, it keeps the recoil to a minimum. So when you're shooting the gun, you just feel more confident either transitioning or not because it doesn't jump up at all. Well, just a little bit like that. You know what I mean? It makes a difference. Let's take a look at the internals here, and we will notice that. What do I got going on here? I think I reset the trigger. There we go. And you'll see that we have a single captured recoil spring, and here is the 4-inch ported barrel. Okay, the slide action that CZ is known for having some of the best is apparent on this P-10C Ported. Very nice. Trigger action, first class. Optics, ports, taller sights, luminescent sights, deeper slide serrations, top strap. Those are primarily the differences from the original P-10C. A lot of people are going to be waiting for this one, and I think for good reason. Once again, Dan here with Fin Feather for Outfitters. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.